Hypertension, high blood pressure, the silent killer. Doesn't really show unless you go and have regular checkups. You don't know you've got high blood pressure and all the damage it's doing inside. I don't take your blood pressure, by the way. That's not my job. That's your doctor's job, your nurse practitioner's job, the practice nurse in the doctor. That's down to them. Or even buy your own sphygmometer, do it yourself. Do it right. I'm here to help you reduce that. Now, there are many practitioners out there, they've got a qualification in hypertension. I'm not going to say anything about that. What I will say is a lot of the advice that's given out on other sort of hypertension courses, shall we just say slightly dated, based on things which aren't quite right. Now, I'm not saying they're actually wrong, I'm saying not quite right. You see, the way I look at it is that a lot of hypertension is caused by stress, diet, lack of exercise, weight. Now they're the main things. There's a lot of the thought processes that go on are also a problem, so we need to get in there and sort that stress out. Get rid of those limiting beliefs. One of the big ones I find with people with hypertension is they seem to be perfectionists. Always has to be perfect, always has to be right, never got enough time to do this, that, the other. Learn to let it go. And I'm not going to sing that Disney song, sorry. Salt. We're all told salt. Too much salt gives you high blood pressure. Doesn't. There isn't a single shred of evidence out there that too much salt gives you high blood pressure. There is a lot of evidence that if you've got high blood pressure and you reduce your salt, it can help you. I'll say that again. There's no evidence to say that if you have got normal blood pressure and you eat a lot of salt, it gives you high blood pressure. There's no evidence whatsoever. However, it is vital and it is true that if you've got high blood pressure, you should reduce your salt. Now, there are levels that they suggest, and I think even some of those research is showing is a little bit too low. Exercise, without doubt, does help lower blood pressure, especially when you get to the point of the endorphins, the feel-good factor. Wow, I'm enjoying this feeling. When you get there, goes down. Your weight. Well, it's fairly obvious. The heavier you are, the more weight you're carrying, the harder your heart has to work, so your blood pressure has to increase. And doctors go by the BMI, body mass index, which I find totally hilarious. And go back to when I was doing my bodybuilding or my weightlifting days, where I was down to 1% body fat at some point, but I was still clinically obese according to my BMI. But I didn't have any fat. Even in my weightlifting days, I had a bit more fat on me, around about 7-8%. So the BMI, as far as I'm concerned, is almost irrelevant. And that sounds bad because it does have value. But if you are heavier than you should be by a substantial amount, and a lot of it is fat, and you don't exercise, and you're stressed, the chances are you will have some kind of hypertension. Give me a call, 01322 5210 11, and let's get your hypertension dealt with.